NSDF will be utilized. For implementation of skilling efforts under the policy, to attract funds from industry, companies will be encouraged to spend at least 25% of them corporate social responsibility (CSR) funds on skill development initiatives directly or through NSDF. All government schemes across sectors will be encouraged to apportion a certain percentage, 10%, of the scheme budget towards skilling of human resources in local regions in the required sector. National Skill Development Mission NSDM 2015. The mission is intended to operationalize the National Policy on Skill Development, NPSD, and Entrepreneurship 2015. Prime Minister, the mission seeks to provide the institutional capacity to train a minimum of 300 million skilled people by the year 2022. The mission will have 7 sub-missions under its purview. These are: revitalizing institutional training, infrastructure through undertaking sector-specific skill training initiatives, ensure convergence of existing skill development programs. Poverty and unemployment. Leverage existing public infrastructure for skilling. 49. Focus on training of trainers. Facilitate overseas employment. Promote sustainable livelihoods. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, PMKVY, 2015. It is a demand-driven, reward-based skill training scheme. PMKVY is formed to provide skill training to Class 10 and 12 dropout youths across the country. Under the scheme, besides assessing and certifying 10 lakh youth for the skills they already possess, around 24 lakh youth will be skilled over the next year. Important characteristics of PMKVY. The important characteristics of PMKVY are as follows. This scheme would be implemented through National Skill Development Corporation. Further center, stale affiliated training providers will also be used for training. Purpose. Training and assessment LECS are completely paid by the government, and skill training would be done based on the National Skill Qualification Framework and industry-led standards. Individuals with prior learning experience or skills shall be assessed and certified under the recognition of prior learning component of the scheme in accordance with framework laid down by National Skill Qualification Framework. Skill Loan Scheme, 2015. Under the scheme, loans ranging from 5,000 - 1.5 lakhs will be made available to 34 lakh youth to attend skill development programs. It will be operational between 2015 and 2020. The PM also awarded skill cards and skill certificates to trainees who had recently completed training through the pilot phase of PMKVY, which started in May. Such skill cards and skill certificates will allow trainees to share their skill identity with employers. Ustad Scheme, 2015. Union Minister for Minorities launched a welfare scheme, upgradation of skills and training in ancestral arts, crafts for development, OSTAD, on the 14th of May 2015, which aims at upgrading and promoting the skills of artisans from the minority community. It was launched from Varanasi in order to improve degrading conditions of world-famous Benares sari weavers who belong to minority communities. The programming is linked to the Make in India campaign. It seeks to help weavers and artisans connect with buyers all over the world. A portal dedicated to the programming was also launched to help artisans to log in and get connected to potential buyers world over. The National Institute of Design, along with a host of other bodies, would be associated with this mission and improve designs of the produce. Pradhan Mantri Employment Promotion Yojana, 2016. In this scheme, government incentivizes employers for employment generation by paying the full employer's contribution to Employee Pension Scheme, EPS, and Employee Provident Fund, EP, for the first 3 years. The PMRPY scheme is targeted for employees earning wage less than $15,000 per month. This scheme has a dual benefit, where the employer is incentivized for increasing the employment base of the workers in the establishment, and on the other hand, large number of workers will find job in such establishment. Further, workers will also be assured of social security benefits of the organized sector. Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Shrameva Jayate Karyakram. The Union government has launched Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Shrameva Jayate Karyakram aimed at creating conducive environment for industrial development and doing business with ease. The new program has the following 5 components. A dedicated Shram Suvidha portal that would allow labor identification number, LIN, to nearly 6 lakhs units and allow them to file online compliance for 16 out of 44 labor laws.
అన్నం పెట్టు తిందాం కూర లేదంటే అది మళ్ళీ ఖరాబ్ అవుతుంది. అది మన మన కూర అయ్యేసరికి కొంచెం టైం పడుతుంది. అంతలోకి ఇది తిందాం మనం.
11. An all-new random inspection scheme utilizing technology to eliminate human discretion in selection of units for inspection and uploading of inspection reports within 72 hours of inspection has been made mandatory. Universal account number enables 4.17 crore employees to have their Provident Fund account portable, hassle-free and universally accessible. Apprentice Protsahan Yojana will support manufacturing units mainly in other establishments by reimbursing 50% of the stipend paid to apprentices during first 2 years of their training. Revamped Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, introducing a smart card for the workers in the unorganized sector, seated with details of 2 more social security schemes. Jobless growth. A jobless growth is an economic phenomenon in which a macroeconomy experiences growth while maintaining or decreasing its level of employment. Employment intensity of growth or elasticity of employment with respect to output is a numerical measure of how employment varies with economic output. For instance, how much employment growth is associated with 1 percentage point of economic growth. Employment elasticity provides important information about labor markets. The global employment elasticity figures reveal a decline in the employment intensity of growth. The sectoral employment elasticity recognizes the structural change an economy is going through. The sector GDP elasticity indicates whether employment is growing or shrinking in a given sector, both overall as well as relative to other sectors. The decline in employment elasticity of non-agriculture sectors is a matter of serious concern. In the development process, workers should come out of low productive agriculture sector to higher productive non-agricultural sector. However, this is happening in India at a slower pace, as evident from declining elasticity of employment of non-agricultural sector. General Studies, as mains, Paper 3. There is non-productive employment generation in non-agricultural, non-manufacturing sector, particularly in construction. Interestingly, during 2005 to 10, manufacturing elasticity turned negative, whereas service sector as a whole and its components have registered a positive elasticity. Within the service sector, Education and health sectors had relatively higher elasticity as compared to other traditional sectors such as trade, hotels and restaurants, transport, storage and communication. This is probably because many policies and programs were introduced by Government of India in order to invest in the areas of education and health. Also in other modern service sectors such as banking and insurance, real estate, employment plasticity is higher. This suggests that most of the growth in the workforce absorbed in the service sector is in modern sectors, where productivity is expected to be better. Therefore, increase in employment is expected in services during the 12th plan period in service sector employment. Employment elasticity of output in India has declined over the last decade of 2000s, on account of which it can be argued that the phenomenal growth India has achieved is increasingly becoming jobless growth. Automation and job losses. The International Studies Association, ISA, defines automation as the creation and application of technology to monitor and control the production and delivery of products and services. Automation is spread across different segments of the economy, such as manufacturing, transportation, utilities, defense, services, etc. International Labour Organization, ILO, released a report titled Changing Business and Opportunities for Employer and Business Organizations, which dwells on automation and employability. The report lists the percentage of work activities that can be automated using current technology. Over 40% of activities can be automated across the world. In the case of India, 51.8% of activities can be automated. Robotic automation is having the greatest impact, replacing low-skilled jobs and simple assembly tasks.
అట్లా కాదు అది అడుగంటుందా లేదా అని చూస్తున్నాను. అడుగంటలేదు ఎక్కువగా మొత్తం ఇంత మీది ఉడుతుంది, వీటి ఆపదు. ఒక 15 నిమిషాలు అట్లనే ఉంటుంది తీయకుండా అంతలే.
Poverty and unemployment. 51. Automation will likely impact most jobs involving highly structured physical activity in predictable environments, such as manufacturing and retail, alongside data collection and processing. Automation threatens to impact women more than men. This is primarily because automation threatens sectors like retail, business processing, outsourcing, and textiles, clothing, footwear, where women form a major part of the workforce. The report suggests that 66% of Indian businesses are looking for quite a different set of skills among new recruits than they did 3 years ago. Even in the United States of America, 61%, Brazil, 70%, and Germany, 65%, businesses are looking for quite different skills in new recruits. India has an unemployment crisis. Over and above that, India also has an employability crisis. Even when firms have jobs on offer, they are unable to find candidates with the right skills who can take on these jobs. However, many experts have described the rise of automation as one of the most important economic and social developments in history. The World Economic Forum, WEF, has characterized it as the main pivot of a fourth industrial revolution. Moreover, the economist Andrew McAfee said, "Digital technologies are doing for human brainpower what the steam engine and related technologies did for human muscle power during the Industrial Revolution. They're allowing us to overcome many limitations rapidly and to open up new frontiers with unprecedented speed. It's a very big deal, but how exactly it will play out is uncertain." It may cause unemployment, unease in the mindset of masses, and even social conflict at many reasons. In the short run, it is very difficult to predict who will get the most of the benefits. However, better policy guidelines, better regulations, and social security measures will essentially bring overall goodness to the society. Upskilling and reskilling. Technology has played havoc with employment, both for the skilled and the unskilled worker. Millions of jobs are always at high risk in sectors including wholesale and retailing, manufacturing, banking and financial support services, transport and logistics, power and utility and educational services, owing to automation and technological upgradation. The answer obviously is to remain competitive and to have the best chance of success. Employees need to resort to reskilling and lifelong learning. About 47% of jobs fall into the high-risk category and are the most vulnerable to automation. The figure might vary as these things tend to be influenced by other factors as well, such as the industry's budget, regulations, political opinions and professional takes on the matter and of course, social resistance. Reskilling or upgradation of the ones who have already set forth in their journey in the world on technological innovations will help them not only to come across new ideas, hence developing R&D, but also help them to reduce the degree of vulnerability that their job might taste someday, if they do not equip themselves with the latest trends and stay in touch with the current happenings in the buzz of technology. Upskilling is an approach mainly aiming at the grassroots level. This involves teaching the students in today's world the skills that will equip them for their future. The whole idea of this is based on the retrospective sense. Establishing state-of-the-art colleges and research centers or educational institutions to nurture these young minds and guide them in the right direction is what upskilling aims for.